What's up, family? I'm here today to talk to you guys about diet. Now, I just want to say first and foremost, I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I am not a doctor. I didn't even finish college. All I am is a personal trainer who's worked with dozens, if not hundreds of people at this point, helping them lose weight. As a lot of you guys might know, I've lost 50 pounds myself. My weight loss journey started about 4 years ago, and I learned very quickly that diet is a huge part of it. So coming from that standpoint, I can say that I have tried every diet, and I have tried every kind of fad diet or whatever. I've looked into so much of it. I've worked with people who are nutritionists. I've done a lot of research. And at the end of the day, I've seen who has the results and who doesn't have the results when it comes to my clients and what they're eating. Of course, I have to say, before you start any diet or change your diet whatsoever, you really should consult your doctor or a nutritionist, because you might have different needs based off of whatever underlying conditions you might have or needs. I don't know. I am not a doctor. So we're going to hop right into this. Okay, so this is what I always see. You decide you want to lose weight. So what do you do first? You decide you're going to eat really healthy. So you just take out all the crap that you were eating and you just eat lots of healthy food. So awesome. Like, I'm super psyched for you and your arteries and your heart and your everything that's now being flooded with nutrients. Awesome. But when it comes to weight loss, it is actually not so much about what you eat as it is the amount that you eat. Crazy, right? But seriously, and I use this analogy for my clients all the time just so that they understand, you could eat a burger from McDonald's, like a Big Mac. There's my cat. Hey. You could eat a burger from McDonald's, like one burger a day, and lose weight eating that, because there's only 500 or 600 calories in a burger, so you're in a caloric deficit, so you're losing weight eating McDonald's. Whereas you could eat loads of healthy food like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, all that stuff all day long, be so healthy that you're eating the purest of that nature has to offer, and not lose any weight at all, because you don't realize that you're eating 3,000 calories of lettuce and grapes. It sounds hard, but trust me, people will do this where they just are hungry all day long because they're not eating the normal yummy foods that they're eating, so they're just eating loads and loads of healthy foods and they don't lose any weight. All of that, I hope that just makes you realize the picture I'm trying to paint here. It's not about what you eat. It's about how much you eat, primarily. So, take-home message of that point is gonna be what I'm moving into, which is the first thing that I really recommend if you're trying to lose weight is to some way, somehow, track calories. Track the calories that you eat every day to the best of your ability. If you're one of those people that hates tracking calories so much, just make a little bit of an effort to do it for at least a week, just to be aware of what you're eating. So many people say, I don't eat anything, I don't eat all day long. I don't understand how I haven't lost weight. I don't understand how I'm 20 pounds overweight. Track that stuff. Watch it add up. So I remember I had a girl who was like, I just have a bagel in the morning and then I don't eat anything all day long except for some grapes. And then I come home and I just have a small plate of whatever my dad is making and that's all I eat. Well, bagel with cream cheese and the coffee you didn't tell me about that's a Frappuccino from Starbucks, 800 calories. The grapes that you eat all day long that you think it's just a few calories, no, 200 calories. Not to mention that someone brought in a cupcake to work and you forgot that you ate it, 400 calories. Now it's dinner time and the food your dad makes is actually pasta and a cream sauce with a side of grilled chicken, super healthy, and a side salad, super healthy, doused in ranch. Another 1,000 calories. So at the end of the day, this I didn't eat very much can actually be I can't math, a lot of calories. So tracking at least lets you know how much that you're eating. And it gives you a base point to know, okay, this is how much I'm eating, and you can work from there. The next question I'm sure I'm going to get asked is, okay, Lynette, so how many calories should I eat? That is why you track what you're eating now to see what you're currently taking in every day, and say if it's 2,500 calories, cut back 500. If you're eating 2,000 calories, cut back 500 from there, 1,500. As a starting point, I don't really know for men. Men are so different. But for women, I usually tell them make 1,600 calories your goal and try and meet that every day. And then after a couple of weeks, see if you've lost weight, see if you've gained weight, see, whatever your results are. And that's going to tell you if that's the right number for you or not. There's no magic number. But for the love of God, do not immediately start at 1,200 calories. You will be so hungry and you will be hitting yourself in the face later for starting your calories that low. Trust me. Now, if you follow me closely on social media, then you know that I go a little bit further than tracking my calories personally. I also track my macronutrients. Macronutrients are carbs, fat, and protein, which is what our foods are made up of. And tracking those is just going to give you a little bit more of an exact result, I want to say. I wouldn't say it's necessary to track macronutrients in order to lose the weight that you want to lose. But I'd say that as you lean out a little bit, as you're losing more weight and maybe you've only got 20 pounds left or 15 pounds left, or maybe you've just hit a weight loss plateau, paying attention to macronutrients can help you a lot. Carbs and fat are the main sources of energy. Protein is not really an energy source. So when I talk to my clients and I say, take a look at the macros of what you're eating, a lot of times a lot of their macros are fat and carbs and not very much protein. So that means they have a lot of energy in their diet. And any energy that's not used up is going to be stored in your body. I mean, that's the non-science-y way of putting it. I'm sure some science freak out there is like, Lynette, you're botching this. Let me do my thing. But yeah, that's basically it. So I know especially a lot of times people are sensitive to carbs. I'm so not like a pusher of a low-carb diet for like 99% of people. I'm not going to recommend that. But being aware of carbs and making sure that your diet isn't like 90% carbs. So you might be eating, say, 1,500 calories of a lot of carbs, a lot of fat, and not a lot of protein, and not be losing weight. And then you might switch your macros up to where you're eating a lot more protein, a moderate amount of carbs, and maybe low fat. And it's still 1,500 calories. It's just more protein calories than it is carbs and fat calories, and suddenly you see a little bit of weight loss again. It's not perfect. Weight loss is still primarily about calories in versus calories out. But like I said, if you are especially trying to get over a weight loss plateau, if you are already not really very overweight and you're just trying to trim down those last 10 pounds maybe, paying attention to macronutrients is going to help you a lot. Okay, one of my favorite subjects, fad diets. We know what they are. We've all probably tried one. I've tried like all of them. I'm telling you, like low carb, low fat, super low calorie, juice diets, cleanses, 7-day diets, root and vegetable only diets. Is there more? I don't know. I've tried so many. I can't. And here's what I have to say about that. I know nowadays it's getting very popular to especially cut out dairy, cut out gluten. Gluten's a big one that everyone's terrified of. Doing no sugar, doing no processed anything, making sure your food is super, super scrub-a-dub-dub clean. Mia, quit it. My disobedient child, cat child. There she is, being disobedient. All of these different types of diets, I'll give it to you. Some of them will work. I was on a low-carb diet once, like for a long period of time. It worked. I have had friends who went gluten-free, and to an extent it works. But here's the thing. I'm pretty positive actually that going gluten-free or dairy-free or sugar-free or low-carb is completely unnecessary. In fact, I've found that people who cut out dairy or carbs or gluten or meat, like people who become vegetarians, if they later down the road decide that they want to add that stuff back into their diet, then their body doesn't adjust well to it because they got so used to going without it that it does not adjust back to being able to, handle carbs or gluten and stuff really well. I know that when I was on the low-carb diet for a while, anytime I tried to have anything with like any kind of sugar in it, I got so freaking sick. And it took me like several months to get out of that. And I gained a little bit of weight after coming off of a super low-carb diet into like a normal person diet. So this kind of goes back to what I said about how really it's about calories, man. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Don't try and stick to a diet that you can't maintain long term, because if you can't like any of these fad diets, if you cannot promise yourself you're going to stay gluten-free for the rest of your life or sugar-free or animal product free or processed foods free. If you can't say you're going to stick to that for the rest of your life, then don't try it as a weight loss attempt, because anything you do to lose weight, you're going to have to keep doing to maintain the weight loss. Don't do fad diets. It's not worth it. It's not necessary. Again, eat what you want to eat primarily. Eat your veggies too, but like, I mean, if you want cereal, then have cereal. Just don't have the whole box. If you want bacon, have bacon. Just like 2 strips, not like 12, you know? It's about portion sizes. It's about making sure your calories are in check. Don't go crazy with cutting out sugars and dairy and all this stuff, because then you're just going to be eating lettuce and more lettuce, and that sounds like a nightmare. Like, if that was the way to thin, count me out. It's not. You guys see some of this stuff I eat. I eat normal people food. I'm not getting rid of anything from my diet, and I am in the best shape of my life, so it's not necessary.